Hey guys, how is it all going? So, as always, thank you so much for joining me for what is the new Hellraiser movie review. And the plot of this Hellraiser movie is there's a young girl called Riley who manages to get the puzzle box. But unfortunately for this young lady, she doesn't realise that this puzzle box sums up Cenobites. And you really do not want that in your life with these fuckers at all. So, guys, as you know already, or if you don't know, um, I don't know an awful lot about Hellraiser. Like I said, I think I've watched the original. I think I have. I think I've watched a couple of Hellraiser movies, but it was so long ago that I have barely any recollection of these movies whatsoever. So when watching this new one, I am literally a clean slate. I don't have anything about any other Hellraiser movie rolling on in this marble of mine up here. So I could just sit back and I could just appreciate the new Hellraiser movie for what it was. And I have to say, overall, I liked it. But it is a little bit of a mixed bag to me, and I'll get to the reasons why. But like you guys already know, I always start off with my positives. And the big positive for this new Hellraiser movie is Jamie Clayton as Pinhead. I think she is phenomenal in this role as Pinhead. I think she does a fantastic job. And she is really unsettling. Like, creepy. Like, I know what I was saying in the trailers, thinking, oh god, man, she looks attractive. I changed my mind. Changed my mind after watching this movie. You never want to see her, ever. You never want to have a conversation with her because it will not end well. It will end up with your skin coming off and chains going up your ass, and nobody wants that shit in their lives, right? But her performance is outstanding. She does a fantastic job in the role as Pinhead. She really does. And I like all the other Cenobites as well. I mean, each one is so unique. And they're all just creepy as fuck, man. It's just like, no, like they walk so slowly to you when they're coming for you. And it's just, oh man, I would be so out of there. Like, I don't run at the best of times. But I would literally do a sprint. I would be gone, but it wouldn't make a difference anyway because they would still get you. But there's no way I'd be hanging around with them fuckers coming towards me. So I love the look of the Cenobites in these. And also, like, I like a lot of the effects in this movie as well. You could tell a lot of it was practical. And, like, it was probably a lot of set movement as well when the Cenobites are coming, to claim their victims. And I like the atmosphere of the movie as well. It's very unsettling, and you'll hear me say unsettling quite a lot in this review because it is. It's not a scary movie by any chance. I was never scared, but I was unsettled watching it a few times, just thinking I would just not like to be in that position at all, like at all. So the movie did its job in that sense. Where I think the movie kind of not falls apart. Falls apart's wrong because the movie doesn't fall apart. The movie's pretty good overall. I think it just spends too much time in the first half of the movie following our human characters around. And whilst I appreciate and understand why that is the case, obviously to build up characters and story for the movie, I just think it goes on a bit too long. But that has nothing to do with the performances of this movie. I think actually everyone in this film is quite decent, especially our main lead. And I don't know the actress name off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but it's a character called Riley. I think she does a fantastic job as well of carrying this movie. And you really do feel for her at times. But she's also a very flawed character. And a lot of the times you're thinking to yourself, should I really be rooting for her? Because she makes some decisions that you question yourself. You're a bit like, why are you still doing that? Why didn't you try and do this? And you kind of think, am I supposed to be rooting for her? But overall, you do, and that's through the pure talent. I think of the writing of that character and the way it's performed. I actually think she does a great job. And like I say, everyone does a decent job in this movie at all. Even all the side characters, or the actors with the side characters do well. But I just feel like in the first half of the movie, it just spends a bit too much with them, and I was getting a little bit not bored, but just a little bit of like, oh, come on, when are we going to get to the Cenobites? Because they give you like a little teaser, a little taste of the Cenobites in the first half of this movie, and I wanted to see more of that because that's literally why we're watching these movies, aren't we? Is to see the Cenobites, is to see Pinhead. That's what we've come to see, and they do give you that in the second half of this movie because it's just Cinnabite candy. They're everywhere and there's carnage and it's glorious. And I loved the second half of this movie a lot more than I liked the first. But overall, I did enjoy the movie. And I will say something that did surprise me as well. It's not as gory as what I thought it was going to be. For some reason in my head, I just expected, I was like, waiting for like just a big gore fest to happen when the Cenobites turn up. And while it is slightly gory in parts and it is brutal, I mean, you wouldn't want this stuff happening to you. I don't know, I just expected it to be a lot more. I don't know why. I think it's probably because I watched Terrifier the other day, and that is gory and brutal, and I was kind of expecting this movie to be on the same level of the gore and the violence of Terrifier. I don't know why. It's probably because I just watched Terrifier the other day, like I said. But it's still not, it's still brutal. It's still gory. But I think it might maybe upset fans of the original. Or if you're just a gore hound and that's all you want to see. There's not really that much of it here. But like I say, guys, overall, I do recommend this new Hellraiser movie, especially for Jamie Clayton's performance as Pinhead. She absolutely nailed it for me. I thought she was outstanding. And I do think this is worth your time. And without knowing an awful lot about the original Hellraiser, I do feel like fans of the original movies will get something out of this new one and should enjoy it. And it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on that. If you've watched this new one, what did you think? Do you prefer this new one to the original or the other ones? Like, let me know in the comments below. I am actually interested to hear about that. And it makes me want to go back and check out the original as well. And just to see where it falls with me. But like I said, I really did. I enjoyed this new Hellraiser movie overall. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing new Hellraiser movies moving forward with Jamie Clayton and everyone that made this movie involved. Looking forward to seeing more. So, overall, I will give this Hellraiser movie, guys, I will give it I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. As I said, overall, I do enjoy it, but there were moments where it just stayed on the human characters a little bit too much for me, and I wanted to see more Cenobites. But you do anyway. You end up doing so. Overall, I'm happy. So, guys, like I've just said, let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you prefer it to the original, do you like the original better still? Let me know, guys. It is always a pleasure hearing from you. And, as always, please, take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you again real soon. Take care, guys. Goodbye now.